Hello and welcome to your typically average channel, where things are typical almost always. I'm your host D, and I'm glad you could tune in.
Clickbait. Clickbait never changes.
Clickbait has been around for a while, and typically it's the kind of thing you'd see in a thumbnail that get clicks on YouTube. With the uprise of social media and everything being in like a quote unquote story or clips mode, it's gotten a bit out of hand, and I'm sure most of you have noticed. But it used to be manageable. When we think back, not even so long as probably 3 to 5 years ago, or with my perception of time, that could really be 3 to 10 years, but I'll stick with what I said. The occasional silly YouTube video would be clickbait, and you'd either be lured in or you just ignore it. With everyone's attention span dropping rapidly as clips are exploding in popularity, it's only getting harder and harder to avoid clickbait when everyone's using it for their own personal gain. Sometimes it's harmless, and you know it's clickbait, like I've seen in TikTok lives. I've noticed streamers putting "don't do this or you're banned" over the stream, so when you're innocently and mindlessly scrolling, you stop and do said thing, thus giving them traction, as well as also not getting banned. Then you have the things that are not so harmless. Well, while they don't cause harm, they're very much annoying, and I think that can be harmful to the apps that they are on. Snapchat is the biggest victim I've seen fall to this. Anytime I make an attempt to watch a story, like what my friends post and whatnot, it'll end up jumping into the public stories. And I'm bombarded with public stories that have intriguing captions and thumbnails. But every time I click on it, it's usually a 10-minute video crammed into a bunch of 10-second story clips with a 30-second ad every three clips. And not only that, but they either rarely talk about what you clicked for, usually saving it for the end, or they just don't mention it at all. A good example here would be a title such as, I don't know, Eminem got shot. And so you click on it, confused and concerned, only to waste your life watching through it as to not miss any detail and find out that the story not only had to do with his decline in popularity, but that the quote unquote shot was just a picture of him being flashed by a bright light. Eminem enthusiasts, that was simply an example. I myself listen to his music, and I doubt he's declining in popularity. I mean, he's Eminem, so now I don't think there's really ever going to be a way to control this seeming issue. Every Snapchat story is just that, or at least in my case, with the public stories. But with everyone trying to be an influencer just because, they all use the same tactics. They either steal content
There's 11,000 people in here.
or they get bots for the channels, and then boom, they start clickbaiting real people who have become brainless zombie robots. I mean, I myself will be mid YouTube video and start scrolling on my phone subconsciously, only to suddenly realize I've been tuning out the video I wanted to watch. That's a problem in my book. But not everyone's going to feel this way, and that's okay. There are even those of you who haven't fallen victim to the content trap of brain rot, and I seriously applaud you for avoiding it. You are stronger than I, but alas, I think it's a serious problem with how easy it is to become a content creating influencer, especially on Snapchat and TikTok by making a clickbait video, probably tossing it on a YouTube channel, and trimming it into stories for Snapchat or clips for TikTok. The true solution would be reporting these little scam videos every time you see them, or better yet, deleting these apps and bringing up some new apps with similar features. But let's be honest, guys, who wants to lose their Snap streak? Thanks for watching this rant of mine. I hope I made sense and I hope my points are valid. I'm not going to pester you for likes or hit the subscribe button and comment for traction, but what I will ask is that if you did enjoy this, that the next time I pop up on your feed, you watch again. And hey, if you're feeling up to it, maybe come hang out on Twitch. I stream occasionally, and you know I could use some viewers. Without further ado, this has been nothing more than a typically average video, and I'm gonna carry on with my typically average day.